Today is day 14 for my Bonne Maman advent calendar. Let's see what's behind door number 14.
Counter cooking. No kitchen, no problem.
Here's door number 14. It is on the right side in the middle. It says delight of the season. And we have cherry hibiscus flower spread. That sounds really good. This is what the fruit spread looks like. And last year we had cherry elderflower spread and cherry Christmas spice. So this is cherry hibiscus. It's very thick. This is really nice. I don't know if I've ever had hibiscus before. This is delicious. The only way I could really describe it is like a really mellow cherry flavor. Like it's not like a bright cherry flavor. It's not a tart cherry flavor. It's not super sweet. It's like a mellow cherry. Like it's really nice. Today I'm going to try to make a cheesecake in my Dash mini toaster oven. Here on the left I have my mini springform pan. I've already buttered the inside of the pan and I cut out a round piece of parchment paper to put on the bottom. I also have some foil on the outside of that pan. And here on the right I have a 1/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs. I'm using this to make the crust, and I'm actually using chocolate bunny grahams, which I have crushed up. So it's going to be like a chocolate graham cracker crust. And now all I need to do is melt a tablespoon of butter and mix the melted butter into the graham crackers. Here are my graham cracker crumbs, and now I'm going to add the melted butter. And I'm just supposed to mix that together until the graham crackers are all moist. I basically just want to make sure they're all coated with the butter. I think that looks pretty good. It smells really good. So now I have to make my crust, which is just a bottom crust. So I'm gonna just dump all of the graham crackers in this pan. Move them around and press them down. It smells like a warm chocolate chip cookie. Or maybe it smells like warm brownies. Like it just smells delicious right now. And I haven't even done anything but mix melted butter into graham cracker crumbs. Alright, I think this looks pretty good. The recipe says to bake this for 15 minutes so that the bottom crust sets. Because this toaster oven is notorious for burning things, I'm going to cover this with foil. So I have heated up the oven already. It's been off for about a minute. So it's warm. It's not completely cold. There's my crust. And I'm just going to set that for 15 minutes. The ticking that you hear in the background is the toaster oven, and this is an 8-ounce block of cream cheese, and I want to use 4 ounces, so I want half of this block. I cannot tell you the last time that I had cream cheese, so this is going to be a real treat for me. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of sugar, but I plan on topping this with my cherry fruit spread, so I don't want it to be like super sweet. So I'm only using 1 tablespoon of sugar. There's 1 tablespoon of sugar. I added 1.5 tablespoons of sour cream. I really like sour cream in cheesecake because it gives it a really nice tangy flavor. Now I'm adding 1.5 tablespoons of heavy cream and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And 1/4 teaspoon of flour. Now I need to mix all of these ingredients together until they're nice and smooth. Here's the cream cheese mixture after everything has been all mixed together. I would definitely recommend letting the cream cheese sit out and come to room temperature and soften before trying to mix it all together, because I took mine straight out of the refrigerator and it was quite challenging to mix this. So all I need to do now is add an egg to this mixture. And now I need to mix the egg in. The cheese mixture is still like really stiff. Here's the cheese mixture after it has all been mixed together. There's a few lumps in it, but I think for me it's good enough. The crust should be done, so let's take this out and see what's going on. There's the crust. Looks really good. And now I want to pour the cheese mixture on top of the crust. That looks good. The recipe says I want to place the cheesecake in a boiling water bath, so I just added some boiling water to this small pan. And I'm going to add the cheesecake now. Okay, yeah, it just spilled over, but hopefully that'll be okay. And let's push this back in. And it says to bake this for about 35 minutes, and I just realized I forgot to put the foil on top of the cheesecake. All right, let's see if we get the foil on top. There's so much going on here right now between the water bath and the foil on top. Okay, the foil's on top. So let's shut that and we'll set it for 15 minutes. After it goes through 15 minutes, I'll reset it for 15 minutes and then we'll check it after 30 minutes. This little mini toaster oven, I believe it bakes around 400 degrees. And I believe this recipe called for either 350 or 375. So hopefully it'll come out. Okay, it's been a little bit more than 30 minutes. Let's see what is going on inside of here. This is what the cheesecake looks like. I have to touch it. Oh, maybe I don't want to touch it. It's really soft. I'm gonna put it back in just for a few minutes to brown the top a little bit. All right, so it's been like a minute. And you see what's going on the top, so that's plenty. I thought maybe it would brown a little bit more evenly than that, but as we can see, it's really just browning right below where the heating element is. Now, the instructions for this recipe say to cool it in the oven with the door open for an hour. So I'm actually closing the door slightly with a pot in front because, you know, if I was cooling it in a regular oven, I would not have the door like wide open. The door would only be open like a few inches. So that's why I'm going to do it this way. It's been about 45 minutes now. I want to take a look at this. I think it's looking good. So I'm going to move this to the refrigerator. I'm going to take it out of this tray. It's definitely quite cool. I'll put it on this little tray from the oven and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator like this. It's now 2 hours later and I just took the cheesecake out of the refrigerator. So let's see how we can get it out of this springform pan. I should also mention that I have a Band-Aid on my finger because I just sliced it open using a mandolin. I was slicing red onions on a mandolin and my hand slipped. And I cut a gash in my finger. I think I'm really lucky that I didn't just cut like a huge part of the finger off, but I did cut quite a bit of skin off of the side of it. I know that sounds gross. I had to apply pressure for a long time and now I have some really tight bandages on it, but always be super, super careful if you're using a mandolin. It hurts really bad if I get any water on it. Oh, okay, so look at this. The cheesecake just cracked. And to me, that indicates that it is stuck to the sides. Yeah, it's stuck to the sides. I'm just going to go around the edges really gently with a knife. Okay. Let's see if we can get it out now. There's some liquid coming out of the bottom. So there's the cheesecake. Could be prettier, but it is what it is. Do you see what's going on here in this pan? So even though I buttered the edges, it really didn't matter because it's still stuck. So if I wanted to make the edges look a lot nicer, what I could do is crush up some more of the graham crackers and then put graham cracker crumbs all around the edge. That would make it look nice. Right now I'm just going to kind of see if I could just tap some of it back into place with the knife. Then I just realized I still have the metal on the bottom of this. So is the cheesecake going to come off the metal? No, this is going to be a giant mess. I'm going to just leave it. I'm going to leave it on the metal and I'll just cut it and see if I could cut a piece out of it. But before I do that, I want to put my cherry hibiscus spread on top. Will it spread on top? So there's the cheesecake with my cherry hibiscus spread on it. Let's see if we could cut a piece. How much of a disaster is this going to be? It tastes good. And of course it's going to be really hard to get off because I still have the parchment underneath it. So did I get any of the graham cracker off, or is all the graham cracker stuck on the bottom? So here's my little slice of cheesecake. With the cherry topping and a little bit of chocolate graham cracker on the bottom. So it's not the prettiest cheesecake, but it is very good. It is very, very soft for a cheesecake. I wish it had a little bit more of a sour cream tang to the flavor, but it is good. And I'm definitely glad I did not add another tablespoon of sugar. The combination of the chocolate graham cracker with the cherry hibiscus on top is so nice, especially with the cheesecake. I'm definitely enjoying this. I'm wondering if maybe it would have been better to bake it in this oven without a water bath, just because this oven, you know, acts differently than a regular oven. Okay, look, the second piece came out so much better, and as you can see, the majority of the chocolate graham cracker crust from the first piece is still here, but I got it out cleanly on the second piece. And this is what the second piece looks like. The first piece is always the hardest to get out. The third piece cut so nicely also. There's what's left. You could see the first piece had issues. And so that's how you can bake a cheesecake in a Dash mini toaster oven. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see what else we can make with the fruit spreads from this Bonne Maman advent calendar. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.